welcome back to another video here on Max Adventures. I'm back. That's right. My school trip was amazing, and I'm back. Yeah. So welcome back to another Planet Coaster video here on Max Adventures. Today we are going to be building a new roller coaster from the new sorcery pack. Obviously, it isn't going to be themed sorcery. That'll be most likely in the next area that I make. But this roller coaster is from the sorcery pack, which is very cool. But yes, this is a Vekoma family coaster, I believe. Really nice coaster. Obviously, we didn't have like a family coaster in the park, really. So putting that in is really good for all the visitors, because obviously this is a all year round family theme park with lots of thrill rides, but obviously not too thrilling. Not like Hyperia, not that sort of thrill, but because that first drop down Hyperia feels like you're gonna fall out. There we go, just smoothing this roller coaster, and I will be needing name suggestions. I do end up theming this to Medusa, so I would like the name to have something to do with Medusa. It could have it could be Medusa's terror. I don't really know. But yeah, I will be needing name suggestions. Obviously, I am painting this gold for the minute. I do change that to red and green to fit Medusa. This one is very glitchy. As you see my camera moving, it is very glitchy. I actually needed to completely restart my computer because it was so glitchy, and I needed to completely restart the recording, so it was very glitchy, as you can see just right here, but it ended up being alright, and the main bit is it turned out looking very good. Just putting in that queue line down just right here, obviously so people can access the ride. But yeah, the sorcery pack, amazing pack. The next themed area is actually going to be sorcery themed, and that may possibly be our last area, but there may also be a western area. I'm not really too sure yet, but yep. And then we've got the water park, and the resort, car parks, hotels, all that, but you can see it is rather glitchy. Hopefully I'm not glitchy. But yeah, this station is actually going to be outdoors, because I feel like most really small family coasters have got a outside station. We're talking Octonauts, Troublesome Trucks, all the really good ones. But yeah, so we're just decorating this station with rocks. But yeah, if you didn't know why I wasn't posting, it was because I was on a school trip. It was 3 days long, and I had to get up at 8, and I got 8 in the morning, and I had to get back at 9 p.m. So 3 days running, so that's your reason. But don't worry guys, I'm back with more brilliant videos, and if you think these videos are brilliant, make sure to like and subscribe. Really does help me out. I'm just looking at some of the sorcery crystals just right there. They're going to be very fun to use in the next area. But just making a little bit of a mounting. And before I put any of the Medusa theming in, I was actually thinking like Mount Olympus, but I think Mount Olympus is a lot bigger than this. So I went for Medusa theming. Don't forget, we'll need name suggestions, and I want it to be somewhat representing Medusa. But here we go. Making a little archway here over the pathway, because I feel like it made it look not weird in a way. That's kind of what you're going for. But this is where it gets glitchy. Really, really glitchy. This is time lapsed, by the way, and you can see with how much my mouse is moving, you can see how much I'm like literally raging, clinging on to my life. But yeah, just painting it sand or compact dirt, whatever you want to call it. I was going to put some cacti in, but I don't put bushes in for now. I end up putting green and red bushes in later. Colours of a Medusa. Just going to the mythological theming right here. I was going to add a fountain, but it really didn't look very good. It ended up looking interesting, to say the least. Just seeing if I can put any theming in, really. I did try these temple ruin like cobblestone things, but tried changing the colour of them, and they didn't really ended up looking that good. So yeah, ended up going for these statues, and I paint these green and red later to make them look like Medusa's servants, if you will, which ended up looking very good. But yeah, you can see the lag, and I didn't like it. Yeah, I kind of crashed out just a little bit. Just scale that down, and it ends up making a really nice tower here. It was a blueprint with all stuff on before, but I just scaled it down, and yeah, ended up looking pretty good. So end up theming that up, as you can see is right here. Putting some windows on it, putting Medusa theming in, itching my head, and yeah, ended up looking amazing. And from the entrance, you cannot see a thing of this roller coaster, probably because it was in the smallest footprint in the world. My initial plan here was to put a dive coaster in, that it went under the path and it was really tall, and yeah, that just didn't really end up happening. I feel like we needed a family coaster in this park, specifically in this area, but you know, because this is probably going to be one of the biggest areas, because this area is very big, very compact as well, but still quite big. Just trying to see what to put up there, and I end up putting some rubble up there, which looks really good. Just trying to get it to the right level, because it like went all the way down to the ground, just right there. And then I end up putting Medusa ring, as you can see just right here. And this actually ended up looking really good. I'm about to put these Planet Coaster plaques in, above her, whatever her, yeah. And they're Planet Coaster plaques. I end up replacing them later, as you saw in the thumbnail, with Medusa plaques to make it a bit more Medusa-y, if you get what I mean. Just putting stick to surface and align to surface on to put the rest of the windows on. But I think this is why I do the plaque. I end up changing that to a Medusa plaque. Did look good, but I feel like Medusa plaque did make it look a lot better, because the ride is themed about Medusa. This tower is in the middle of the ride, if you get what I mean. Just go copy and paste these windows down again and make it look really good. But yeah, I'm not the only one that you should subscribe to. But if you're not subscribed to me, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Because Max's Adventures Grandad. That's right, my granddad has a YouTube channel. There's only one thing that you should do. Smash that like and subscribe button. To try and get him to 100 subscribers. Don't know what he's at. Should we have a little look? Alright, let's go on to Google, YouTube. Having a little look here, guys. Search oh, can't spell. Max's put a Max at Adventures. Good. And then we want Grandad. There we go. He's at 20 subscribers. Grandad, I know you'll be watching this, so congrats. Looking good. Very, very nice, Grandad. And as I said, we need to try and get him to 100 subscribers. So come on, guys, we can do it. But yeah, this is, I think, nearly where I have to split the clips up. I don't really know, but I think this is where I need to split the clips up. Not gonna lie. Yeah, because it was way too laggy. And when I say way too laggy, I mean really laggy. Like every second, as you can see just right here. This is time lapse as well, by nearly 2 times the speed. So that glitch just right there probably would have been finishing about now. So that's pretty crazy. And yeah, amazing, guys. But yeah, that's time lapsed. Nearly 2 times the speed of what I built in. So yeah, you can see my mouse moving a little bit. That might just be because I kind of crashed out. But there we go. That was a cut just right there. And from now on, it's not glitchy at all for you. It did end up fixing itself, which is very good. But here we go. Theming up this queue line now. Just putting rocks in, really, nothing major, just to kind of fill it in. Because again, this is really just a filler attraction. This isn't a famous, like, nemesis attraction. It's not like that. Oh, sorry, I'm very yawny today. Did it again. This is just a filling family children roller coaster. I half said roller coaster right there. Roller coaster for the little ones. But yeah, just theming up the rest of the ride now. Specifically the end of the ride. I'm okay. And yeah, God, I've got a frog in my throat. I hate this. Bear with. I think it's gone now. No. Okay, I'm just gonna try and ignore it. But yeah, looking very, very good. That tower actually ended up looking really better than I thought it was gonna do. And yeah. But yeah, this is just a filling attraction. If you're bored, you can go on it. Obviously, this is next to Triton's Terror and Athens Orbiter. So it is in a very good place, in around the center of the area, I want to say. But yeah, the footprint that this is in is tinsy wincy. If you looked at the start of the video, like the very start, you could see how small this plot is, and I've managed to fit a whole entire roller coaster in there. So applaud me. No, don't. It's okay. You don't need to. But yeah, just tilling some of the rocks. And there we go. Just gonna make that look a bit more mountainy, sort of. because it looked like just a big boulder. I don't know. I really can't speak, can I, guys? But just putting in some date palms in now, palm trees. Really just to fill it in now. Soon I think I changed the color of the roller coaster and everything else to red and green. I went for like a hunter moss green, because that is what Medusa is really. Just putting in a line of palm trees, because that does look very fancy. Putting in some of these date palm smalls. I do end up removing them because the coaster train does collide with them. We do not want to hit people hitting their heads on branches. That will not be very good. I don't end up putting that there. I end up putting another Medusa there. As you see, I'm just copying that over. And after I place this is where I carry on theming the rest of the roller coaster to Medusa, changing the color of it and all that jazz. Gosh, what episode is this? I actually need to check. I'm not gonna lie. Channel. Let's have a little look, guys. This is episode 12. What? And we're nearly at 4,000 subscribers. What is this mic doing? Good boy. But yeah, 3.38k. That's 3,380 something. I can be more exact with that. We have got 3,389. What? That's so close to 3,400. And if you do want to help me, make sure to like and subscribe. But here we go, just changing the color of that, which is very, very good. It ended up actually looking a lot better, this color, not gonna lie. But yeah, all of the roller coasters in this area, I've noticed a theme to like Greek gods. We've got Pegasus's flight, we've got Triton's terror. If you don't know who Triton is, it's from The Little Mermaid, but did look it up on Google, and it did say it was like Poseidon's son, and Poseidon is a god, so I'm technically just counting Triton as a god. And now we've got Medusa. But yeah, we'll need a name for this, but don't forget, it has to be something to do with Medusa. But here we go, just removing these plaques, and I'm going to replace these with the Medusa ones. That's way too big. Still way too big. Perfect. To fit the theme. And yeah, really happy with how this turned out, actually. Did not expect it to turn out this good. When I was building this, before I put in all the theming, I was like, how is this supposed to look good? Like, but with all the Medusa theming, it ended up looking amazing. But yeah, loving the new sorcery pack, loving the new roller coasters in the sorcery pack, and as well as all the other attractions. But just putting rocks behind the Medusa plaques. I put a big one at the top of the lift hill. Just so it got you right into the action when you were riding the roller coaster. The roller coaster. What a brilliant name, guys. No, you're gonna come up with a name much better, I know that. But yeah, just rotating the rocks to make that look really nice. It ended up looking good. Just gonna scale this small rock down to make it a little bigger, and there we go. Looking really good, really happy with how that turned out. Here we go, just painting these statues green and red to fit Medusa. Really happy with how this turned out as well for the entrance. Just right there. I did notice in this episode I actually haven't done the queue for Triton's Terror. I'm most likely going to do that in the next episode. That episode might be finishing the Greek area. I'm not sure. It might be the episode after that. I don't really know, but that's sort of what's going to be coming up here on the channel. Really got a frog stuck in my throat. Jeez, man. Putting in these bramble bushes in just right here, because these bushes have red cherries on them, and they look green and red because cherries are red and bushes are green. I know. So it does fit very well. This is actually, I think, the first time I've placed bushes in this area. I've actually not placed one single bush, I don't think, in this area yet. So, welcome bushes to the Greek area. Everyone in the comments say, hi bushes to the Greek area. Late. You're late. But yeah, just put these in because they were green and red. And it fit the theme ultimately. Getting rid of these palm tree little bush things, because I was gonna replace them with bramble bushes. This was a pain in the butt because they were all covered by rocks and it was extremely hard to select it. That's one thing that does need to get better, the selecting tool, I think, in Planet Coaster, but you know, yeah, as you can see, that was a big pain, but did end up fixing it, getting that bramble bush in, placing them everywhere to ultimately make some nice nature around this roller coaster. Once again, if you are enjoying this series, please consider like and subscribing. It really does help me out. And I've got a goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Because we are growing quick. Sheesh. So yeah, that's my goal. If you guys want to make that a reality, please consider subscribing. Just a quick online POV here. Yeah, really happy with how this turned out. This is time-lapsed. But yeah, this did turn out amazing. Small little family coaster. It's called a child coaster on Planet Coaster. Maybe a family coaster might be a bit of a better name, but you know, we pass on that. But yeah, look at this, guys. Looking amazing. Just looking at the sight lines, and I'm ultimately really happy with how this turned out. Just looking at Pegasus flight, because I just noticed that isn't even, but who's going to notice that, really? But yeah, there we go. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Bye!